Hey everyone, my name is Marina McCain, Content Project Manager at ClearVoice. Joining me today is Luke, here to take the ClearVoice Questionnaire. Hey Luke, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. Question 1. What is the most used app on your phone?
These days, honestly, probably The Athletic, sports news app. I think they do like the best sports journalism out there, so I go to that a lot to keep up with my favorite teams and use it to keep up with Premier League soccer, so I can talk with my son all about what he's following in that and everything there. So
Awesome. Okay, what is something big or small that you're really good at?
I'm a decent guitar player, so I can make my way around on the guitar.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Multi-talented. I love to
That's
hear it. Do you have any specific rituals that help you get into the writing flow?
coffee. Always making coffee. That's like, a couple coffee breaks during the day. I have my pour over set up here at home. So I kind of make my hand brew. That's sort of a time to breathe for a second if I need to like reset before tackling a new project. Take some time, make a cup of coffee, sit down, kind of refocus. That always helps.
I love it. And you won't believe that this is the actual next question, but how do you take your coffee?
Black, always.
I agree with that one. So, what is your favorite board game?
I would put it maybe a close tie between Pandemic and Betrayal, The House on the Hill. Both really good, kind of sort of story focused board games, little pretty involved sort of group games that are pretty fun. And Betrayal especially is fun because there's somebody in the game at some point that betrays the whole group. So it's a fun one to see how that happens and who's gonna be the one to do it, how to handle it.
I don't think I've ever heard of it before. So, that's one more
Well,
thing I'll add to my list to look up after this interview.
there you go.
What is one thing that you're currently trying to make a habit?
It's not a new habit, but I'm trying to bring back a better habit of reading more broadly and more frequently. I mean, I've read a ton, growing up in college, earlier on in my career, but I've found with family life and the busyness of running my own business, things like that, it can be easy to kind of just sort of get in those rhythms and then suddenly realize, wow, I'm writing all the time, but I'm not taking the time to actually read and sort of kind of refill my writing tank as a reader. And so that's something that a habit I'm trying to kind of restore and rebuild.
Yeah, I love it. That's a great one. Have you ever taken on a writing project that pushed you outside of your comfort zone?
Yeah, that's a something I do a lot of, especially earlier on in my business where I had came into freelancing kind of having like a narrow set of topics and industries that I was familiar with. And so I knew pretty quickly, like, hey, if I'm going to make a serious go of this, I need to kind of expand that and learn about more industries, more subjects. And so honestly, a lot of the way that I did that at first was just stepping into a potential relationship with a client in an area that I knew very little about. And so that was uncomfortable at times, and it is still uncomfortable when I do that now. But again, like I said earlier, just that approaching that with an inquisitive mind, remembering what I've learned as a journalist, and approaching it in that way kind of has helped me kind of get over the fear and know that hey, I can learn about this, and I have the resources I need, and I can always find the subject matter expert or whoever to learn more about it so that I can convey this clearly and accurately.
Yeah, awesome. Perfect. Okay. What is one thing that can instantly make your day better?
Putting on the right album, sometimes just finding the right record to put on and sitting down in my living room, just to kind of soak that in, change my mood and kind of keep going for the day.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. If you could snap your fingers and become an expert in one thing, what would it be?
I think I would probably say just going back to something I said in our previous interview, just everything about sort of green energy and sustainability. It's an area I'm fascinated by. I know a lot about, but there's so much more to it. So yeah, I'd love to to be able to just, plug into the matrix and learn everything about it and then convey that. So
Awesome. Okay. Next one, take your time to think about if you need it, but can you describe the rest of your life in 5 words?
help others with words.
I love it. I think it's great. Thank you so much for joining us, Luke, and for taking the ClearVoice Questionnaire.
Thank you.
And for those of you watching at home, if you're in need of great content, visit us at clearvoice.com.